My name is Professor Timothy Benganobi. I am the founding director of the Center for Housing and Sustainable Development, University of Lagos. The center commenced operation in December 2013 in a very small space within the Faculty of Environmental Science. Today, the center has grown. We do capacity building, we do research, we do postgraduate studies. Today we have masters in housing, development and management. We have masters in urbanization and urban management. We have masters, we have MPhil, PhD in urbanization and sustainable development studies. So we have expert group forum whereby we bring together from time to time experts in the built industry to look at the issue of housing and urban development. We also have a housing regeneration and advocacy group. The center is actually research, or we pride ourselves as a practice in academia. We work with the ground to co-produce policies. So we are deeply involved with what is going on in the space at any given point in time, making sure that we have a better environment, sustainable environment. We equally won the grant to host the Arua Center of Excellence for Urbanization and Habitable Cities. So today we are this hub university for that network. The grant that was to connect academic researchers across Africa that are working in this space of built environment and sustainable development. So today we are working with universities within Africa, and some other universities in Europe, in America, in UK. We have International University of West Africa, the Gambia. We have University of Technology, Nigeria, Federal University of Technology, Minna. We have Bafo Bahulo. We have Sierra Leone Research Center. We have Uganda Mataya. We have Makerere University in Kampala, Uganda. We have University of Cape Town, South Africa. We have our Spoke University, University of Ghana. We have in Kumasi. We have the University of Lagos, we have the University of Nairobi, Kenya, and then we have the University of Zambia. Most of our research work has led us to publications of many materials. We've been able to publish a book on informality and inequality in urban Africa, publish an African Journal of Housing and Sustainable Development, we're able to publish in Spinja Housing and the SDG in Africa. We're going to publish books on land and development, publish book on 2 skills for conducting neighborhood research level. We have books on a commission research on funding real estate development through the capital market. Our effort has been yielding results because of this our involvement in Lagos resilience and this Ajegunle Ikorodu resilience strategy. We found out that when we adopted that site and started researching and trying to give them a strategic roadmap towards the development of the residents. One of those things we found out was that over the years, in the last 8 years or more, the secondary school there got collapsed because of flooding, and children in that neighborhood either stopped going to school or they started attending school several miles or kilometers away. But because of our intervention today, the school and the state government has rebuilt the school, life has returned, children no longer need to travel several kilometers before they get to their school.
So I am Peter Elias, an associate professor and co-director, Center for Housing and Sustainable Development. The center is an Arua Center of Excellence on African urbanization and habitable cities. We partner with a number of organizations, and recently we are partnering with Urban Better Citizens, which is a youth-driven advocacy movement that creates platform to empower young people to monitor air quality and improve healthier cities for resilience in the context of climate change. Our current project, which started this year for the next 12 months, we are using transdisciplinary research and youth-driven citizen science to monitor air quality in Lagos, which will help us to build resilient city for well-being and human health.
The center, as an ARUA Center of Excellence for Urbanization and Habitable Cities, has carried out scoping studies which are specific research that focus on challenges facing African cities. These research activities have been city-focused and thematic. They have been based on stakeholder engagement and multidisciplinary research meetings. There has also been teams that are transdisciplinary in nature, cutting across researchers across all cadres in order to improve research mentorship and enhance the capacity of early career researchers and postgraduate researchers as well within the network. So the three scoping studies over the years has been the Transit-Oriented Development in African Cities scoping study, where we interrogated the peculiarities of transportation in African cities. And there was also one on informality and inequality in urban Africa, looking at the proliferance of informal settlements in African cities and how this brings about inequality and how these issues can be resolved in a way that is not life-threatening to those who live in these communities. Then we also carried out a resilience in urban African scoping studies, where we looked at the shocks and stresses that are facing African cities and how these can be addressed. These research activities have generated research outputs in terms of publications that are out there and can be accessed online. Another research that the center carried out is one that was funded by the Arts and Humanities Research Council Urgency Grant, which examined the COVID-19 adaptation strategies of residents of multifamily and multi-tenanted housing in Lagos. That was a transdisciplinary research effort that also saw the coming together of researchers from various disciplines to interrogate this problem.
Hello, my name is Taibat Lawansin and I'm the co-director at the Center for Housing and Sustainable Development. Over the years, CHSD has supported communities and communities of practice, as well as government agencies in looking towards a better urban future. Our focus primarily has been to provide a platform where often dissenting voices or silenced voices have the opportunity to come to a table to discuss and chart a way forward. In the course of the last 5 years, we have supported the Lagos State Resilience Office in developing a Lagos Resilient Plan. We also supported the Ajegunle Ikorodu community in developing a Community Resilience Action Plan. And we're very happy that out of the 15 initiatives that we supported this community in articulating as priorities, 9 of them have been implemented in one shape or form. The community has also achieved strong mobilizing status and continued to mobilize resources and sweat equity in gaining new partners for urban development. We have also worked with low-income communities in other places, trying to understand what are the opportunities to access home ownership, trying to understand some of the barriers for entry and growth for informal workers in the transport sector, as well as looking at issues around public space management. Finally, we have worked with communities of practice, professional bodies in participating at various national housing fairs and conferences. And we're very happy to say that Some of the work, some of the research that has emanated from the center have been strategically positioned in advancing housing rights for low-income communities, expanding opportunities to access mortgages and financial instruments for hitherto underserved communities, and generally pushing for a better urban future.
I am Bankole Theodore Tue. I'm a Sierra Leonean, part of the WITS TUB Urban Lab PhD program at the Center for Housing and Sustainable Development, University of Lagos. My research is on women's access to land for sustainable livelihood. I'm looking at the conflict in peri-urban areas and how they affect women's access. Being at the Center for Housing and Sustainable Development has been enriching and a worthy experience altogether. Coming from Sierra Leone, I've been able to engage in a lot of cross-cutting research in communities on resilience, on urban regeneration, on slum settlement, on community mobilization, and research around issues of flooding, women's land rights in various communities across Lagos as well as across Africa. The Center for Housing and Sustainable Development has provided a lot of opportunities for me to participate and share my research work in conferences, seminars, workshops, and a lot of capacity building programs that have enhanced my experience altogether. Doing a PhD here is an enriching and a worthy life experience.
My name is Joy Oiza Obadoba, a doctoral scholar at the Center for Housing and Sustainable Development, University of Lagos. My PhD journey has been transformative, conducting research on urban justice in housing in Abuja. I explored how low-income earners struggle to access adequate housing amidst affordability and policy challenges. The research stay in Germany and South Africa further broadened my perspective, exposing me to models and conversations around inclusive urban planning, which deepened my commitment to finding adaptable solutions. I had the opportunity to attend conferences and organize panels at the Lagos Studies Association in 2024 and the African Urbanism Conference, which recently held in Johannesburg, South Africa. This allowed me to connect with experts and policymakers, sparking practical discussions on housing equity. The conferences opened doors to collaborations with scholars across the continent, reaffirming our shared commitment to sustainable and inclusive urban spaces. This PhD journey has solidified my belief in integrating urban justice into housing policies. My gratitude goes to the community who shared their stories and trusted me with their stories, my supervisor for his unwavering support, my colleagues for the insights that they shared with me, and the mentors who offered guidance. The journey is not yet over, but I'm encouraged by the strides we are making towards a future where urban spaces are designed with justice and sustainability at the core. I am excited to contribute to the larger movement for cities that are equitable, accessible, and sustainable for all. Thank you.
My name is Oluwaseun Muraino. I am a PhD student here at the Center under the WITS TUB Unilag Urban Lab project. I also work within the Housing and Regeneration Cluster. Here at the Center, we pride ourselves as practicing researchers and academics, and it has been a privilege working on several projects providing cross-cutting solutions to complex urban issues within the built environment. We believe our solutions have tremendously changed lives, communities, and cities around us. My research is on infrastructure financing, where I'm focusing on evaluating the performance of the PPP model, which is a public-private partnership model in delivering sustainable housing infrastructure in Nigeria. Specifically, I aim to assess how the PPP project can reduce the housing deficit and improve collaboration between public and private stakeholders for sustainable development. Being part of the WITS TUB Unilag Urban Lab has been an incredible experience. The program offers cutting-edge resources and tools that have greatly advanced my research. Working at the Center for Housing and Sustainable Development has allowed me to collaborate with top-tier researchers and practitioners specializing in urban development and housing infrastructure. Their insight and mentorship have been critical to refining my research approach. One of the standout features of this program aside its strong faculty, is a strong network. The partnership between the VIT, TUB Berlin, and the University of Lagos has created a unique environment for knowledge exchange across disciplines and countries, especially promotion and appreciation of African scholarship. Through this network, I have engaged with professionals from academia, government, and the private sector, enhancing my understanding of urbanization and sustainable housing policies. The program has also supported my participation in several conferences and workshops, including the recently completed African Urbanism Conference held at VIT. These events have been instrumental in helping me develop relevant skills such as project management, research methodologies, and policy analysis, which are essential for my work. My experience with the Center for Housing and Sustainable Development and the VIT TUB Unilag Urban Lab project has been transformative. The program has helped me develop my voice, equipped me with practical skills, strong network, and a deeper understanding of Nigeria's housing and urban development challenges. I am excited about how my research can contribute to shaping sustainable housing policies and improving infrastructure delivery in the future. Thank you.
Adekunle Balogun. I was a postdoctoral fellow at the Center for Housing and Sustainable Development with our Center of Excellence in Urbanization and at Habitable Cities. During my contract engagement, I was told to prepare 2 article papers to be published in a reputable journal, but because of the enabling environment, that is connected with stable electricity and then internet connectivity, I was able to prepare 9 solid papers. Out of the 9 papers, 2 have been published, 1 has been accepted for publication, 5 are still under consideration for review. The last one is what I put together for my public lecture as a Sogura lecture. So I'm just using this means to also tell others all over the world that Center for Housing and Sustainable Development is a place to behold, and it has the enabling environment that we encourage postdoctoral fellow and any other research work all over Africa to strive. Thank you.